When people talk about Linsanity, people talk about Jeremy Lin as if he had a 1-week prime, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Let's break this down. What happened to Jeremy Lin, and can he still come back as Linsanity? When Jeremy Lin was in the New York Knicks and he got kicked out, essentially he got run out of New York City, he signed the contract with the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets gave him $25 million, and the New York Knicks just simply didn't want to match that. So the Knicks let Jeremy Lin walk, and they keep Raymond Felton. Wow. Kevin McHale was so excited that Jeremy Lin joined the Houston Rockets that he said, "I expect Jeremy Lin to average 28 points and 11 assists." Now, I will say that Jeremy Lin had a decent connection with the city of Houston because, you know, Yao Ming was there, etc. Now, he did have a decent run with the Houston Rockets, but it wasn't Linsanity. And the reason it wasn't Linsanity, and the reason it would have never been Linsanity, is because the offense was running through James Harden. And we know today that Chris Paul and James Harden are having issues till this day.
To this day! To this day!
Because of James Harden's lack of passing and lack of facilitating, etc. James Harden holds the ball, and it's one-on-one with James Harden. That was the problem then. That is the problem today. This is why you see Chris Paul and James Harden bashing each other, because the offense runs through James Harden, and then nobody else does anything. It got so bad in Houston that Jeremy Lin ended up losing playing time to Tony Douglas. Yes, Tony Douglas. Eventually, Jeremy Lin was playing backup to Patrick Beverley. Patrick Beverley can play great defense, and he doesn't need the offense to run through him, and that's a perfect player to play with James Harden. So ultimately, Patrick Beverley ended up getting the starting spot, and Jeremy Lin was a backup to Patrick Beverley. Now, there were flashes of Linsanity in Houston. For example, when James Harden went down for an injury, Jeremy Lin helped beat the San Antonio Spurs by scoring 38 points. Of course, James Harden was injured, and that's why Jeremy Lin had the keys. Comes to show you that if Jeremy Lin has an opportunity, he'll make the best out of it. James Harden goes down, Jeremy Lin comes in, he scores 38 points against the Spurs. Now, Jeremy Lin ends up getting traded to the Lakers, and he ends up playing for one of the worst coaches in recent times. Because I'm pretty sure there have been worse coaches, but Byron Scott is suspect. I mean, let's just say it that way. I mean, the man can't coach, and I think he held Kobe Bryant back at least 2 years. I think Byron Scott is responsible for that. But he goes to the Lakers, and Jeremy Lin isn't put in a good situation. I mean, there were times where Byron Scott wasn't even playing the man. You had Ronnie Price playing minutes over Jeremy Lin. Where is Ronnie Price today? In the 2014-15 season, Byron Scott led the Lakers to 21-61. The next season, 17-65. This man was suspect. And listen, man, I can tell why he led the Lakers to that record. Because when you're playing Ronnie Price over Jeremy Lin, yeah, that's suspect, son. The Lakers got worse, not better, when Byron Scott was coaching. How do you go from 21 wins to 17 wins? This is what Jeremy Lin was dealing with. That's not an environment where you flourish in. I mean, Jeremy Lin was set up to fail with the Lakers. Now, I will say this. A lot of people were saying that the Lakers were possibly tanking, but people were saying no Lakers team would tank with Kobe Bryant on the roster, so you have that side of the argument. And if you play Jeremy Lin too much, then the Lakers could win more games. So you had both sides of the token, and I could understand that. But nevertheless, Jeremy Lin wasn't going to succeed with that Lakers team. Now, there's a lot of people that blame Byron Scott for running Kobe Bryant to the ground. I mean, this man Byron Scott played Kobe Bryant till Kobe Bryant could no longer breathe. But that's a conversation for another video. Now we talk about the Hornets. Jeremy Lin signs a 2-year deal, and he's playing backup to Kemba Walker. And I believe, in my opinion, that this is the best basketball that Jeremy Lin has ever played in his career. Because we're going to consider the playoffs. This man dropped 21 points in a Game 4 against the Miami Heat in a 7-game series, and he averaged 14.5 in the whole series. So he was playing decent basketball, and he was showing flashes of Linsanity. Now, ultimately, the Hornets lost in Game 7, and Jeremy Lin declined to pick up his player option, and Jeremy Lin signed a contract with the Brooklyn Nets worth $36 million, 3 years. Notice that this contract is more than when the Houston Rockets offered him 3 years, $25 million. Now, the reason I mentioned that is because when Jeremy Lin got that $25 million contract 3 years from the Houston Rockets, he was fresh out of Linsanity. I mean, this is when people were saying that Lin is one of the greatest things they've ever seen. And he got $25 million for 3 years from the Houston Rockets. The Brooklyn Nets took it a step further and said, "We believe in you so much. We saw what you did in the playoffs with the Hornets. We're going to give you $36 million for 3 years." And Lin accepted. In his debut against the Celtics, he dropped 18 points. People were excited. Now, he ended up losing that game, and the game was away and it was against the Celtics. But in his home opener against the Pacers, this man dropped 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. This is Linsanity happening all over again. In New York, once again. Now, of course, after that performance, he started to get plagued with injuries, and specifically his left hamstring, so he was missing a lot of time. So he debuted in October, got injured for all of November, and then came back on December. And he played 20 minutes off the bench and scored 10 points in a loss to the Houston Rockets. And of course, that left hamstrings ain't no joke. You can just ask Chris Paul about that. Hamstrings are no joke. And once you get hammered with those hamstring injuries, it's hard to come back 100%. After he came back in December, he was sidelined again for another 3 to 5 weeks until January 23rd because he re-aggravated his hamstring again. So just when everybody thought we would see flashes of Linsanity, man, this hamstring comes out of nowhere and kind of derails everything. Imagine how frustrated this man must have been. Almost scoring a triple-double in his second game, getting paid the money, and then out of nowhere, now you can barely even play or touch the court because of these hamstring injuries. I mean, you can't even practice. You can just watch and, I guess, help the coaches, which is what he did. I mean, when he wasn't able to play because of his left hamstring injuries, he was just kind of helping the coaching staff and giving his input, which is a great way to be productive. But imagine how frustrated he was. So you can imagine Jeremy Lin's mindset at this point. He's probably telling himself, okay, I'm injured, I'm hurt, but I'm gonna get right for next season. I'm with the Brooklyn Nets now, and in next year's season opener, I'm gonna be ready. And look at what happens.
And just went down and immediately knew something was wrong. Did not accept help from his teammates. And then the instant reaction from Lin as he looked towards the next bench.
You almost see as he goes up here, he's coming down the ramp. He's right there. He landed
Persistent.
Yeah, Jeremy Lin couldn't catch a break. Eventually, Jeremy Lin got traded to the Hawks, and Jeremy Lin did feel a little betrayed by the Nets because the Nets believed in Lin, and so to kind of go a different direction kind of caught Jeremy Lin off guard. But little did Jeremy Lin know that him going to the Hawks would end up getting him a championship with the Raptors. When you look at how Jeremy Lin played in the Hornets and how he played with the Brooklyn Nets when he did play, the man still had enough in the tank to be able to perform up to par. Is he going to be Linsanity and do all these crazy things? In all honesty, it might be a little different. Maybe his three-point shot has improved. Maybe his playmaking has improved. And maybe he's not going to be as explosive as he was in New York. But the man can still play basketball. And he showed flashes of that when he was in Brooklyn. And he showed flashes of that when he was with the Hornets. The man just needs an opportunity, and he needs to stay healthy. It's unfortunate that every time Jeremy Lin almost got to that point of where he almost returned to Linsanity kind of form, something happened. Something happened where he would go to the Rockets and he's playing with Harden. He will then go to the Lakers and play with Byron Scott. Then he went to the Hornets and he caught a break there. But then eventually when he went to the Nets and he got the money, injuries got him. Then obviously he went to the Hawks and it didn't go too well over there because his playing time was a little suspect. But then obviously he got traded to the Raptors. And it seems like Jeremy Lin never catches a break. I mean, he did catch a break by winning a championship. Excuse me there. I mean, there's lots of guys that wish they had championships. A lot of guys retire without championships. Jeremy Lin has that, so he caught a break there. But the man just never seems to catch a break with his health or the situations that he's put in. So hopefully he ends up with a team that actually believes in him. Maybe he stays with the Raptors and he gets more minutes. I refuse to be the person that says Lin is done when I've seen what Lin can do when he's been healthy, when he's been in the right situations. And with that being said, I'm out.